Story comes out yesterday. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says business travel is essential for leaders who don't want to fail, okay? Who don't want to fail. Rob, if you want to go, I just want to go through it. Business travel, long-time vital part of a CEO's job. He is the CEO of America. Is rebounding for pre-pandemic norms despite the increase and for one good reason. JP Morgan, who admits he's constantly on the road because executives must prioritize face-to-face interactions with their employees, customers, and clients. You can say you can replace those words if you go to the top again. Face-to-face interactions with their voters.
Bingo.
With their base. Okay, go to the next one. All right, leaders have to get out. They have to get out all the time. They have to be curious, ask a million questions. He recently said on LinkedIn, this is working series. Corporate travel, according to Dimon, also allows leaders to identify and learn from competitors about their company's market position, as well as clients' need and criticism. I always tell a client, when you complain to us, you're doing us a favor. If we're torturing you, we're probably torturing another 10,000 or 100,000 people, right? Meaning if you're not happy with us, we're probably doing it to others as well. The banking chief swatted away the excuse from any leader who thinks they're too busy to leave their desks or maybe just work 10 to 4. If you know anybody that only works 10 to 4. Or maybe even somebody that has never visited the border, but she's also never visited Europe. I mean, what's the big deal, right? They're making a huge mistake. If you don't have an accurate assessment of the real world out there, what's changing, what they're doing, what the ideas are, you will eventually fail. Companies with such leaders become stagnant, bureaucratic, and complacent. The opposite of those attributes, said the Wall Street Titan, is curiosity, grit, and heart. Who do you think about when you think about those three? Curiosity, grit, and heart. Reminds me of somebody that's running for office. He cited the bank's venture into AI around 2012. That year, he sent his top consumer banking team to China and set up meetings with major companies, including Ping An, WeChat, Tencent, and Alibaba. You can imagine how it opens their eyes, said Dimon. They didn't realize what's going on over there in terms of super apps, and so it changes your own ability of what you can do here. The CEO said he's often amazed by how many leaders lack a realistic assessment of what's going on beyond their limited scope in both the public and the private sector. This leads to creation of poor policies. Again, that's politics to me. Complacency in politics is the petri dish of death. And the antidote to that is that you're always learning, always curious. I mean, I can continue reading this article. This is what he is doing, going out there. Imagine he's sitting there saying, oh my God, you know, by the way, during the pandemic, during the last 4 years, how many banks did Chase pick up? How many banks did Chase buy? Where does Chase rank as the safest bank right now worldwide to have your money in? You know, what did Chase do? How many deals did they do? How many companies did they buy? This is the part of Trump where he's out there shaking hands, talking to people, and you have to sit on the opposite side and see if the other person is doing it or not. By the way, you know who Trump is thinking about for his type in Donald Trump and then type in Jamie Dimon. Type in Donald Trump, Jamie Dimon, zoom in. Jamie Dimon is being considered for the Treasury Secretary, but now says he doesn't know who said that. Of course, he's supposed to say he doesn't know who said that. Yeah. But imagine this. They don't have to agree politically with each other, but there's a lot in common there. Tom, what do you think about this story with Jamie Dimon and him talking about leaders working?
Well, Jamie Dimon has always been the leader of leaders in the banking community. When you look at where JP Morgan Chase is and you drop down to B of A and Goldman and everybody else, there is a huge drop from first to second. And you're correct. Dimon has put Chase in position. Everybody's always being opportunistic so he can grow. Well, he's also picking up failed banks that are protecting the customers of those banks, where you can say, but in being a capitalist, is he saving that bank and the services that are going to the businesses and people there? Sure he is. But I think he's absolutely right. You know, if I may, we were in, I won't say the name unless you want to say the name. Pat and I were in New York with one of the 4 senior leaders of the U.S. banking industry, and he said they expect their people to show up, be with each other, be with the customers, and have commitment and grit. It was the same list, and people talking about coming together. But I think this is Dimon showing leadership. I think he's showing his superior management and how he's grown it. And I think he's also showing why, if he ends up being Treasury Secretary, there's a lot of people going to say, oh, he's going to favor Chase and everything. But you go take a look. I think he would be one of the very strong candidates to do that and do it right for the benefit of the American economy.
Adam.
So do I agree with Jamie Dimon? Yeah, you betcha. And there's a lot of lessons that I've learned from PBD and what you've done, especially with the Lincoln on Leadership, basically circulating the troops. We learned this during COVID. What companies boomed during COVID and what companies fell. Where's Zoom stock these days? Because I don't know if you could pull that up. I doubt it looks as good as it was in 2020. Zoom. It's probably plummeted. But I think we've all understand the necessity of being around people and touching people. I mean, kudos to you. I mean, we're about to do the vault in a month. That's because we want to be around thousands of our fans and friends and colleagues, everything like that. Everything you do with the SLS, everything you do with the business planning workshop, everything you do with the live events. We want to be in the same room. Totally understand that. Where it comes to Trump, and this is where we kind of were talking about in the last segment, is there is a difference between home games and away games. Home games are easy, man. You're playing in front of your crowd. That's what a Trump rally is. You got to give Trump credit. He'll go play away games. And that's the toughest thing to do. How do you win on the road? You don't see Biden doing the away game thing. Kamala, she's going on RuPaul doing her thing. Good luck going on Fox News, Kamala. Trump will show up to CNN. He'll show up to MSNBC. He'll show up to what was the thing he just argued with, the black journalist conference, whatever it was.
That's exactly what we're going to next.
So you got to respect that. I don't know any Democrat out there other than Bernie Sanders that will show up anywhere. So let's see if Kamala has the chutzpah, as they say, to show up on, thank you, to show up on away games. And that's the difference.
We announced the different speakers that'll be at the Vault Conference. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which you already know. Nick Saban, greatest college football coach of all time. If you say no, it's because you probably don't like the guy, but the guy's won, I think, 7 national championships. This will be one of the first business conferences he's doing since he retired. Max Tegmark, who wrote a book called Life 3.0. Some claim it's the best book of all time on AI. Even Elon Musk is a big fan of his. And then Will Guidara, who founded the #1 restaurant in the world. Vault Conference. We have CEO tickets sold out, founder tickets sold out, executive tickets sold out. Platinum's about to sell out. Only generals are going to be left. And then the Minnect. Those of you guys that are competing for Minnect, I cannot wait for you to come to the Minnect dinner, the Minnect lounge. There's going to be a room where you'll be networking with other people, CEOs. Here's what the categories look like right now with lightweight. Bryce Mitchell's at the top, then Caleb, then Jose competing. Rob, can you just go to the site so we can see some of the other names? Just go to Minnect and then go to the leaders board, and we can show that. Zoom in a little bit if you could. So the way it works is scoring system. Per Minnect you finish. Go to the top, Rob, a little bit. Not that high. Go a little low, Rob. Go a little low right in the middle right there. For each completed Minnect is 1 point. Each review is 2 points. Each unique review is 3 points that you get. So based on that scoring system, you can go a little lower. Here's what you'll notice. Bryce Mitchell at the top, then Caleb, Jose. These are people that have never been an expert on Minnect, that never had done a Minnect, that just started. Adam Hudson, Brianne Dressen, Stephen Hamal, all these guys. You're in the top 10. Go to the next one, middleweight. These are people that had done Minnect before. Matten's first place right now. Big Lee, 211. Then it's Samuel Riley, Drew Miller, Cecilia Vargas is on there, and CEO Rollo Tomasi. Okay, he's at 6th place.
Rollo.
Now go to the next one,
Welcome
heavyweight.
back, Rollo.
We got Dennis Panev, first place, then it's Candace, then it's Calvin Ing. Dustin's right behind Calvin. Rob Gargullo. Oh, Rob G,
Rob
buddy
G.
boy. Wayne Wyant, Michael Mara, Sapala, Kelly Davis. Super heavyweight, Vinny, dominating everybody. And then let's go to the next one. Go to the next one. These are users asking questions. Matt's at the top, but only a 10-point lead. And I think he's coming from Australia to the vault. Russell Morgan. Mark. Mark. And then Russell Morgan, Rachel, Ronald. You know who you are. And then go to the next one. These are people that have never used Minnect. Now they're asking questions. Shaw, Rachel Cox, Matthew, user 0, Chris. So these are folks that are using Minnect. Gang, in a political climate like this, you guys are asking a lot of questions about politics. Download the app. Ask Candace. She responds like this. Ask Tulsi. They're actually responding. Ask Cuomo. They're actually responding. What do you think about XYZ? Some of the biggest communications right now are being done on Minnect. Go back to that profile you had, Rob, of all those guys. Questions for me, for Tom, for Vinny, for Adam. Use our QR code. Ask us whatever questions you got today.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.